Welcome back. It is time to turn our attention to our New Yorker of the Week. Tonight we honor a woman who's cleaning up the trash in her neighborhood and putting it to good use. Take a look. Michelle Del Guercio has a love-hate relationship with trash. She hates that it exists, but loves to collect it.
Their eureka moment was when I was working as a freelancer in the photo department at the New Yorker. And I was late for a meeting because I was searching through the trash. And I thought to myself after that, I am in the wrong place and doing the wrong thing with my life.
Michelle grew up going to garage sales and happily wearing hand-me-downs. When her son went off to school, she realized the thrifty culture she was used to wasn't so popular among younger generations.
You just go look in the cafeteria at lunchtime and you want to cry. Why do we have to use 850,000, close to 1 million styrofoam trays every day in the schools?
So in 2005, Michelle created Skraptacular, a nonprofit organization in Washington Heights that raises eco-awareness through art projects made from refuse.
Most kids love to use their hands and make things, and we're just taking that road to teach the more important lessons of reduce, reuse, rethink, and recycle.
If it affects 10% of children with a lasting impression, they'll continue to use that throughout their lives. One life affects another and affects another.
Through the EcoFest program in Fort Tryon Park, that effect is already being passed along.
Because if we don't, probably gonna be no water for us to drink, no water for us for super soakers, no water to swim in.
People approach me all the time, especially parents who say, I cannot throw anything away anymore. My kids are hyper vigilant because of you, because of Skraptacular. So I don't know if they're thanking me or not, but it is making a difference.
And so, for motivating the next generation to help the planet, Michelle Del Guercio is our New Yorker of the Week. And joining me now in the studio is the founder of Skraptacular and our New Yorker of the Week, Michelle Del Guercio. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, John.
First, you have to explain what the props are.
These are the Skraptaculinks. And these Skraptaculinks, I intend to have them go across Manhattan. If every school child collects from local restaurants, connecting with their community, bottle caps, 100 bottle caps for each student. They have their bottle caps, they bring them. Skraptacular comes to collect them, puts the holes in the bottle caps, brings them back to the school, and then the children have activities with doing color patterning for 100 days of school, multiples of 100, factors of 100, all with tying in the learning, engaging the children, and sneaking all the learning in through hands-on crafts. So once all the 100 they make their link of 100 bottle caps. Each child links their links together, and then you go around the classroom, and they count once they do their links, and then you go 100, 200, 300, 400. Oh my gosh, we have 2,400 links here. We have 2,400 bottle caps. Look what we have accomplished. And then the classroom next door links their links together.
And then the school in the next neighborhood.
And then the school in the next neighborhood. And pretty soon we're going to have, and we've already started it, each child puts their name, their community, and the date on it. So then we have a record of this. I don't know where it's going to go. Maybe there's a museum that will want to show it. So teachers and principals can go online and they can download the PDF for this, as well as other school programs that we have a year-long program. We need to get as many schools in New York City and beyond involved in this, all doing the same thing: reducing, reusing, rethinking, and recycling.
We're going to have that website for our viewers in just a few minutes. Michelle, let's go back to that eureka moment that you talked about in the piece. Where exactly were you, and what exactly were you doing when you had this idea?
Well, that was just the first thing that came. You know, I was working in the photo department at the New Yorker, and they were moving from 43rd Street to Times Square. And they were throwing out, not even in the paper recycling, they were throwing out all their envelopes with that address, the 43rd Street address. And I just couldn't go to I forgot all about my meeting, and I had to just save all those envelopes and save all the letterheads, and I still use all those envelopes to this day with, I mean, it's pretty cool to have those old New Yorker addresses.
So how does that turn into Skraptacular? How does the idea to say this is going to be a full-time thing?
That I'm at the New Yorker. I'm at the New Yorker and I'm digging through the trash and I'm late for a meeting. I'm in the wrong place.
That's enough to say it's time to find something else to do. So you get together.
And then it evolved. And then it evolved from there, and I continued doing my photography, and I'm still doing my photography, but this is taking priority now.
And when you first presented this idea, who did you first present it to and how was it received? Let's get the kids going through and getting in research.
I didn't ask, I just did it.
Okay.
Now,
It tends to work that way in this town, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just, you know, plowed ahead and I got an idea, and before I could talk myself out of it, I was just doing it, and I just continued to do it. It never went away.
You mentioned in the piece that many of today's kids aren't necessarily interested in recycling, but have you noticed immediate changes after just one day in the park with your organization?
Not immediate changes, but the parents come up to me and they tell me the changes in their house. And they're not necessarily thanking me. They're just telling me how difficult their lives have become because of me.
Because what?
Because their children don't want to throw anything away, and they're in New York City apartments. So, but you know, this is it's really about my community in northern Manhattan and District 6, and I feel like this is a really spectacular thing that is coming out of District 6, and I'm proud of that.
Were you always this way? Did you grow up and you liked to wear hand-me-downs? Were you
Barbie doll, my Barbie doll house. I'm always thrift shops and garage sales. My Barbie doll houses were made from scraps, and always, yeah.
Okay, and you don't feel like the current New Yorkers necessarily are living that lifestyle, you're looking to change it. What's your advice to those who, I did a story a couple of years ago when people were still not recycling the most basic items, throwing them into the regular trash, and it was astonishing as somebody who recycles. My scripts are on the same side of the paper twice, that's what we do here.
If I thought about that, I would just cry, and you see it all the time. And what Skraptacular does is we're not judging. We're just trying to make it fun and make people aware of not using as much.
We'll have that website for our viewers right now. It is skraptacular.org. Easy to say, there it is to write, skraptacular.org. I want to say thanks to our New Yorker of the Week, Michelle Del Guercio, for doing what you've been doing.
And I have a gift for you.
Oh, for me, okay. We're going to run out of time.
Made from my interns.
Very nice. My own award.
Vote.
There it is.
For the
Thank
planet.
you, Michelle. For more information, once again, skraptacular.org. If you know someone who'd make a good New Yorker of the Week, email us at nyer@ny1.com or send us a letter, address it to New York 1 News, New Yorker of the Week. We're at 75 9th Avenue, 6th floor, New York, New York, 10011. That's all the time we have for now. Again, no show Monday because of the third and final presidential debate. And a reminder to go and vote. New York 1 will bring that debate to you live. I'm John Schumo. I'll talk with you Tuesday.